Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudhana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gaura Hariba, 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 Hariba. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nittai Gaur Premanande. All glories for assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, Text 40. Kricharo Mahan Iha Bhavarnavam Aplavesham Shadvarganakram Asukhena Titirshanti Tattvam Harer Bhagavato Bhajaniyam Anghrim Kritvodupam Vyasanam Uttara Dustaranam. Please repeat. Krichro Mahan Iha Bhavarnavam Aplavesham Shadvarganakram Asukhena Titirshanti. No shloka coming here. All unwanted things only are coming. Please repeat. Krichro Mahaniha Bhavarnavam Aplavesham Shadvarganakram Masukhena Titirshanti Tattvam Harer Bhagavato Bhajaniyam Anghrim कृत्वोडुपं व्यसनम् उत्तरदुस्तराणम् कृच्छ्रो महानिह भवनार्णवमप्लवेशाम् षड्वर्गनक्रमसुखेन तितीर्षन्ति तत्त्वं हरेर्भगवतो भजनीयमङ्घ्रिम् कृत्वोडुपं व्यसनम् उत्तरदुस्तरार्णवम् कृच्छ्रो महानिह भवार्णवम् अप्लवेशाम् षड्वर्गनक्रमसुखेन तितीर्षन्ति तत्त्वं हरेर्भगवतो भजनीयमङ्घ्रिम् कृत्वोडुपं व्यसनम् उत्तरदुस्तरान्नम् वदु कृच्छ्रः troublesome, Mahan very great, Iha here in this life, Bhavarnavam ocean of material existence, Aplava Isham of the non-devotees who have not taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shatvarga, six senses, Nakram, shocks, Asukhena, with great difficulty, Titir Shanti, cross over, Tat, therefore, Tvam, you, Arehe, of the Personality of Godhead, Bhagavataha, of the Supreme, Bhajaniyam, worthy of worship, Angrim, the lotus feet, Kritva, making, Udupam, boat, Vyasanam, all kinds of dangers, Uttara, crossover. Dustara, very difficult. Arnam, the ocean. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation: the ocean of nescience is very difficult to cross because it is infested with many dangerous sharks. Although those who are non-devotees undergo severe austerities and penances to cross the ocean, we recommend that you simply take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are like boats for crossing the ocean. Although the ocean is difficult to cross, by taking shelter of His lotus feet, you will overcome all dangers. Purport: material existence is compared herein to the great ocean of nescience. Another name of this ocean is Vaitarini. In that Vaitarini ocean, which is the causal ocean, there are innumerable universes floating like footballs. On the other side of the ocean is the spiritual world of Vaikuntha, which is described in Bhagavad Gita as Parastasmatu Bhavo Anyah. Thus, there is a ever-existing spiritual nature which is beyond this material nature. Even though all the material universes are annihilated again and again, in the causal ocean, the Vaikuntha planets, which are spiritual, exist eternally and are not subject to dissolution. The human form of life gives the living entity a chance to cross the ocean of nescience, which is this material universe, and enter into the spiritual sky. Although there are many methods or boats by which one can cross the ocean, the Kumaras recommend that the king take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, just as one would take shelter of a good boat. Non-devotees who do not take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet try to cross the ocean of nescience by other methods, karma, jnana and yoga. But they have a great deal of trouble. Indeed, sometimes they become so busy simply enjoying their troubles that they never cross the ocean. There is no guarantee that the non-devotees will cross the ocean. But even though they may manage to cross, they have to undergo severe austerities and penances. On the other hand, anyone who takes to the process of devotional service and has faith that the lotus feet of the Lord are safe boats to cross the ocean is certain to cross very easily and comfortably. Prithu Maharaj is therefore advised to take the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord to easily cross over all dangers. Dangerous elements in the universe are compared to sharks in the ocean. Even though one may be a very expert swimmer, he cannot possibly survive if he is attacked by sharks. One often sees that so many so-called Swamis and yogis sometimes advertise themselves as competent to cross the ocean of nescience and to help others cross. But in actuality, they are found to be simply victims of their own senses. Instead of helping their followers to cross the ocean of nescience, such Swamis and yogis fall prey to Maya, represented by the fair sex, woman, and are thus devoured by the sharks of that ocean. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Here life is compared, material life is compared to a great ocean. It is not an ordinary nice looking ocean. It normally looks nice. If you get inside the ocean only, you'll know. First of all, you'll find the water extremely salty. You won't feel like drinking it. You may think it is like the river that flowed near your village with swans and nice fishes and beautiful trees and flowers and pollen falling and on this thing like Manasarovar lake, you may think. And you have dived into that and drank the water and swam in it and done everything in it. But the material ocean is not like that. It first of all is very brackish, salty water. You cannot consume it. And then inside the water, there are all sorts of dangerous creatures waiting for you. Above the water, you see it very placid and clean and nice. Many people swimming with boats and canoes and ships and cruising. Everything looks very nice. Look at the hills, look at the sky, look at the sea. That's the way the material world is. Very attractive. Vanga, please come, drop inside. It's very inviting. Very good invitation, a red carpet welcome. Come. Once you step inside, only you know how it is. The waves will lash you. And there are deadly sharks. There are all sorts of timingalas and all deadly fishes and sea creatures who bite you. Piranhas and whatnot. They'll kill you, they'll finish you. You cannot cross over the ocean. So the material ocean is compared like that. Bhavam buddhir vatsa padam 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 param padam. You heard this sloka before in Bhagavatam also. Natesham. That bhava ambudhir vatsa padam. Vatsa means calf. Vatsapadam means calf's hoof print. The water that is there in the calf's hoof print in the rainy season is so small. But a person who becomes a devotee, holds on to the lotus feet of the Lord, that whole big ocean will become like a Vatsapadam. And he will just step over it. This world otherwise is described, Padam Padam yet Vipadam Natesham. This world is a place where at every step there is danger, Vipadam. Padam Padam Vipadam. At every step there is danger. But if you hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord, if you become a devotee, one big magic guaranteed for you is the whole ocean will become shrunk to a small Vatsapadam. And you can just step over it very casually. This is the meaning of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga makes everything very simple. And also it is very easy, it's very natural. But Gyan, Karma, Ashtanga Yoga, all of them are artificial to the soul. They are not really very easy and natural. Many people try to follow these processes to cross the ocean of nescience. Nescience means what? Ignorance. Science and nescience. Right? Science means knowledge. Helps you with understanding. Nescience means ignorance. So this ocean is called an ocean of nescience, ocean of ignorance. And we must cross that ocean of ignorance. To go to the other side, Prabhupada describing here, this whole ocean described as Vaidarini Nadi. And across that is the spiritual world. Everybody's competition in life is how to cross this ocean. Don't think that only Olympic people have competitions on swimming. Or you have national swimming competition. You have to go from this side to that side. Everybody's life is a big swimming competition. You have to cross over. And each one can choose how you want to cross over. Some are strategic, they learn how to cross, they have proper guru, bona fide guru, and he teaches them how to cross and tells them the shortest cut, everything. Strategically they cross over. Those are the people described here. Devotees to the Lord, very strategic, very smart, take advice from another person who is well versed in this, a pure devotee, and then they prepare themselves and they easily cross over. Vatsapadam. But these other people who try to cross, they first of all think themselves to be their own guru. Even if they have a guru, that guru also is not good enough. He is not good enough. He is not a person who can cross over. First of all, he doesn't know how to cross over. But there are a lot of people, Prabhupada says, who are very telling people, come, follow me, I will teach you how to cross. I teach you how to cross. I don't know how to cross, but I will teach you how to cross. A lot of Swamis and yogis are like this, Prabhupada is saying. First of all, they don't know about the material ocean. They don't know what is on the other side of the material ocean. And they don't know why you should cross at all. But everybody is wanting to cross, I will also try to cross. You have no information, nothing, but you want to be a boatman, I will take you across. It is just a claim, because you become somebody, you become recognized. I can take you across. And that's all they are worried about. Whether they can actually take you across, they also don't know. So there are ignorant Swamijis and yogis like that who will pose that I can take you across. So all these different types of challenges are there. If you are a genuine person who really wants to cross, number one, you have to find out the correct person who knows how to cross. For that you have to cultivate knowledge. You should have some basic information of what is this ocean, what does it comprise of, what is on the other side, what is on this side, is it worth going that side, who am I, all these things you must cultivate knowledge. That is called Sambandha Jnana. Gyan you must have initially. So the Vedic process teaches you Sambandha Abhidheya Prayojana. Sambandha means initial knowledge, getting to know everything. Brahmajana titi brahmana atatho brahma jignasa. We must do this. This is education. Once you have done that reasonably okay, then you know whom to ask. What is the qualification of that person who can take me across? I know whom I am looking for. This is a very big step. I know what I want and I know who can give it. I am looking for that person. This is very important to know. Most people don't know this. First step itself they are wrong. First step itself they are wrong. Because they get fascinated by some external things. They don't have knowledge. They have only fascination. Some, mental thing. I like, I don't like type of thing. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maiki. There they fail. On the land itself they fail. On the land itself they fail. They are not able to choose properly. They don't know who they are, nothing. There itself they are tripping and falling down on the land only. Then there are those who make it across a little bit, come to the shore, and they get onto the wrong boat with the wrong boatman. Or the right person sitting on the wrong boat. Or the wrong boat and the wrong, I explained that. Or the right boat and the wrong man. You have all these permutations. Everything you got to check properly. You got to check properly. You have all these combinations in this world. So with simple logic and with simple understanding, with no mental situation, we should go by facts. So here Kumaras are saying, don't go by any of those boats, those canoes, those log crafted their own boat and all that. Go only by the boat of devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. That boat will take you across very easily. Because in the middle of the ocean there will be storms and thunder and lightning and upheavals. This boat will go across that. But all the other boats and canoes will be finished in that. You will be overthrown and you will sink inside. You will not make it. The voyage will not be successful. So what is that boat that will successfully take you across? It's a boat of devotion the boat of remembrance of the lotus feet of the Lord. Now this is where most people feel, how can I understand this? This is too, suddenly you jumped. Lotus feet of the Lord and all that you're telling. Yoga, I can understand. I can do deep breathing, pranayama and all that, and I can say I can connect. And I can do something, super soul in the heart, something I can understand to some extent. But lotus feet of the Lord Nusuli, you're making it so difficult for me to. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You will see that that song, Nitai Padakamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala. These are all the types of diversions that will come to you on the ocean. You have to be very careful. All the put on silent mode. Before entering the ocean, you should put on silent mode. At least then you should give up this thing. Anyway, Koti Chandra Sushitala. It is mentioned that the lotus feet of the Lord, Satya, it's a truth. The lotus feet of the Lord exist. You can take shelter of the lotus feet. You can think about them. And you will feel Koti Chandra Sushitala. Like thousands of moons, you will feel the cooling effect. If you take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is not theory. There is something special about the lotus feet of the Lord. It can take you across. It can take you across the whole material ocean. There is some magic in that. That's why the gopis are praying about the lotus feet of the Lord. They glorify in the Gopika Gitam the lotus feet of the Lord. And to such an extent they like the lotus feet of the Lord. They are thinking so much. They are saying how that lotus feet will go in the forest. It will get poked by dust, by thorns, by stones, by pebbles and all that. And they are feeling very bad. That tender lotus feet, because they meditated so much on the lotus feet, they know its texture, the complexion, everything they know. And they know it is like soft as lotus petals. How with that type of a feet you can go in the forest? And they are feeling bad. Whole day you are in the forest barefoot with the cows and your feet may be so hurt. That shows their meditation is very high class on the lotus feet of the Lord. Right? Dina parikshaye nila kuntalair vanaruhananam pipradhavratam ghanarajaswalam darshayan muhur manasina smaran virayachasi. They are thinking of Krishna, meditating on Krishna so deeply. And they meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord also so deeply that it is a reality. Similarly, if you start deeply worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, we encourage devotees to do that. In one of our Janmashtamis, we actually gave lotus feet of Krishna to everybody. Some people actually keep and worship it every day, do some abhishekam, worship the lotus feet of the Lord. Akrura saw when he came to Vrindavan as a emissary, as a messenger of Kamsa to bring Krishna and Balaram. When he entered Vrindavana, he saw the lotus feet prints of the Lord. The lotus feet prints of the Lord are not like ordinary feet. They have got chinna, emblems on it. You have got a kalasam, you got fish, you got, what is that, a bow, you got a line on the, you got all sorts of images on that. And when he put his feet, all that came on the sand. As soon as Akrura saw that from the chariot, he jumped down and fell down, rolled on that in the mud, in the lotus feet prints of the Lord. And he was in ecstasy. Before entering Vrindavan, he paid obeisances and rolled himself in the dust of the lotus feet imprints of the Lord. Because he was reminded of Krishna. And he became ecstatic. That was the type of remembrance the lotus feet imprints created in him. So, you will see that performing meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord is the highest type of meditation. Bhagavatam describes this in many, many places. In the Gopika Gitam you will see, I'm not able to recollect immediately the verses. Throughout, in many, many places it's mentioned. And here, it is Pada Sevanam, is one of the Angas of Bhakti. Lakshmi is always doing that. 9 Navavida Bhakti, in that one is Pada Sevanam. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Like that, Pada Sevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Lakshmi is always sitting and massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. This is a bona fide Bhakti Yoga process. Here that is being spoken about, and it is mentioned here, that is the easiest way to go across the material ocean. Don't try anything else. It's a waste of time. This is natural and easy. That lotus feet of the Lord can be meditated upon because all these different markings are there on the lotus feet. You will see that we have put it up here also. On each of this for people to meditate. We have put the lotus feet of the Lord there, you can see. All the chinnas are there. You can see very brilliantly. All of them. There are 19 marks on the 2 lotus feet of the Lord. 19 chinnas on the Lord. And each one represents one aspect. So don't think the lotus feet is simply some ordinary feet. That lotus feet will take you across the material ocean. It is very beautiful. It is meditated upon by the gopis, by all the great devotees of the Lord. And so it is worthwhile getting a picture of it in your and using it for meditation. It is the easiest way of bhakti crossing over the ocean. Lord Chaitanya has also come in this age and told us an easy way of meditating on the lotus feet is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Actually, people are so kind to us. All the previous acharyas, the Lord, His incarnations. If you read the Bhagavatam, you will see they are so excessively kind, excessively merciful. On the other side, we are so dumb, so insensitive. We don't reciprocate with the call of the Lord. Very highly ill-mannered, brash. We don't bother. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, I am giving you. Please, I'll think about it. Very gross, stupid. Even then God is coming behind you only. I know you are not understanding, so I am giving you the shortcut, this, like that. Already Bhakti Yoga out of all the yogas is the shortest cut. In Bhakti Yoga, you will not do many of these things that is mentioned. So the Lord has come and say, you may not do anything, but at least open your mouth and say Krishna. Hare Krishna. Say at least once. So that give me a reason to give you mercy. Give me a reason to please tell. I will not tell that also. I will not tell that also. I have a different ideology. I have Dravidian ideology. I have Brahmin ideology. I have Reddiyar ideology, Naidu ideology. I have Gounder ideology. I have Western ideology. I have that. This is most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. So when you read this, how it has become easy. Yanastaya narorajan na pramadeta karihichit dhavan nimilyavan etre naskale napatetiha. The Maharaj Nimi is being told by the Navayogendras, this path of bhakti is so wonderful. If you just take it up, na pramadeta karhichit, you never have any confusion, no bewilderment, no questions, everything will become very clear. Dhavan nimilya vanetre. Dhavan means to run. Nimilya vanetre means closing your eyes and running. If you close your eyes and run on the road, naskalen napaten iha. You will not trip, you will not fall. This is that type of a pathway. You close your eyes and simply run. You will fall at the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. All along, nothing will happen to you. You will not be wrong. Even if your eyes are closed and you are running. This is that type of a pathway. The path of devotion. You can imagine yourself running on this road. Close your eyes and run. Not even 2 steps you will take. At a speed breaker will catch you, or a pothole will catch you, or one car will hit you, or somebody else will do something to you. That is the meaning of the other pathways. But this pathway is very clean, very easy to execute. So the Kumaras are advising Prithu Maharaj. The Kumaras have been received by Prithu Maharaj in his house, properly given reception, and he's sitting at their feet and taking lessons. You are sannyasis, liberated persons, I am a grahastha, please instruct me. Very humbly serving them and requiring instruction on how to progress in spiritual life. That's what's happening here. And Kumaras are advising, simply cross over this material ocean. That is the business of life. The business of life is how to cross this ocean. So nicely explained. It is just that we don't understand it. Even if we understand it, we are not convinced. And when we are convinced, and we have understood and we are convinced by practice, that's why I said Sambandha Jnana is important, beginning. After that is Abhidheya. You start actually putting to practice what you know. It is important to start practicing what you know. So people think that we are just philosophers. We are just theoretically talking, giving big lecture. No, we do what we say. We actually practice the philosophy. How we practice the philosophy? Which we are talking about, that you should cross over the material ocean, that you should, take on the boat. We accept Guru. We follow his instructions. We practically render devotional service with your mind, body, words, wealth, everything together. We actually do that. In practice, that is called Abhidheya. Sambandha, Abhidheya. No use of having knowledge. Knowledge is useless if you don't put it to practice. If you don't put it to practice, knowledge is useless. Krishna is saying that in the Brahma's instructions to Brahma in the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, before that he says that knowledge about me is rahasyam. Tad rahasyam cha tadangam cha grahana gaditam maya. Jnanam tucha vijnanam. He's saying that Gyan, knowledge about me, and Vijnana, practical knowledge about me, is a rahasyam. It is a secret. It's not so easily achieved. But if you follow a real Satguru, the word Satguru means bona fide spiritual master coming in the parampara. Nowadays it means something else, but the original meaning of Satguru means a person who is Sat, true. He speaks the absolute truth. Om Tat Sat. He speaks that absolute truth. Therefore he is called Sat Guru. If he does not speak about Krishna, the supreme absolute truth, he is Asat Guru. He is not a proper Guru. He is false Guru. So a bona fide spiritual master coming in the parampara will not speak out of his own fertile imagination. he will speak according to what his guru said and what his guru's guru said, coming in the parampara from Krishna. That only he will speak. Acquiring such a person and then taking lessons from him properly, it's very difficult actually to find such people. Because such people are not after name, fame and this and that, everything. They manage their own business and they are in their own happiness and ecstasy of serving Krishna. They don't need likes on social media from somebody else. Their life is not dependent on public recognizing them. They may be in the Himalayas. They care two hoots for public recognition. They are not bothered. They are in their own happiness. They are cultivating, generating their own happiness. And they are very happy. So why do you need validation from somebody else? Our happiness depends on somebody else telling me very good. We have given the handle for controlling our happiness to somebody else. This is how the material world is. Unless you tell me, unless you recognize me with Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, I am not great. Who cares? I generate my own happiness by my connection with Krishna. I am a generator of spiritual happiness, devotional happiness, which you can never imagine what I am enjoying. That person is described in the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna to Arjuna. Sthita prajna kabhasha samadhis tasya keshava sthitadir muniruchyate. Krishna is explaining that person who is happy by himself. Sthitadhi muni. He is situated in himself. Dhi means intelligence. So these people are very intelligent people. And they are satisfied in themselves. Such persons can instruct you. Such a person is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He has given all these instructions. You chant Hare Krishna. You read this Bhagavatam. You worship Krishna in his deity form. He is not worried about what anybody thinks. He tells the truth as per the scripture. Whether you agree or you don't agree, this is the way to get across the ocean. The philosophy of life, the practice and achieving reality does not depend on somebody's likes and dislikes. It's a standalone reality. It's not dependent on you. When a person connects with that, he also becomes a standalone happy person. It's not dependent on anything in the material world. But most of the people in the material world, 100% of them, their happiness depends on what others value them as, judge them as. Very dangerous. We have sold ourselves to others' judgment. Please solunga that I am looking good. Please tell me that I sang very nicely. Please tell me that I spoke nicely. Please tell me that my book is very good. It's a New York Times bestseller. Please tell me this. Please tell me. Please. Only if you validate me, I will become happy. So something wrong with this happiness, no? It's not coming from you. Dependent on others. So you're a loser. You're a loser. Some people, even though you are very talented and you are very purposely will tell, not good. They'll screw up your happiness. See, because you have sold it to others. But just imagine the person, Yasva Atmarati Revasyat Atmatriptascha Manavaha. Krishna is describing that person. He is tripti on himself. He is generating his own satisfaction and happiness. How? He has realized who he is. He has realized his connection with Krishna. He is a yogi, connected with the Supreme Absolute Truth. So he is deriving that energy and that happiness. So what does he need from anybody? Any validation? And how can you validate him unless you are like him? You will look and judge him according to some material, criteria. But his happiness is not coming from that. It's coming from inside. Generated from inside. So how will you know? By seeing his external. You're looking very nice. That's all you can tell. You're looking very spiritual. That's all you can tell. Your eyes are half closed. Must be you're in deep meditation. What else can you say? How can you judge the internal situation of a person externally? Do you know how to judge it? You have not learnt it. And therefore, such a person who knows how to actually live in this world, He is the person who can take you on the boat across, put you in the right boat and give you what you're supposed to do, prepare you, send you across. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada even started a magazine called Back to Godhead. He guaranteed people that if you follow this process, you will go back to Godhead. He made this process, distilled it from all the information of the Acharyas and the Shastras and everything for Kali Yuga. And he has given a process by which this Vaitarini Nadi can be crossed. By the process of Harinama Sankirtana, by the process of Bhakti Yoga, as he has mentioned. Great Acharyas have spoken about it. If you follow this in this age, at this time in Kali Yuga, this is the best boat to cross over. This is the best boat. The boat and the ship crew is made by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The ship is called ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Hare Krishna. If you jump into that cruise, you are led by Captain Prabhupada, and he is successfully taking many people across. You just have to follow those simple rules and regulations, and you can cross over the ocean of nescience, the very dangerous ocean where you can get stuck. This is an easy pathway. So you must understand, in terms of crossing over the ocean which you never knew about, which you didn't even think about, you are getting a great trip, not just a foreign trip. You must understand what you are getting, a trip, a free trip across to the spiritual world. Everything paid for. Everything paid for. All you have to do, only cost is chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, without offenses. That's all is the charge. Yenechi aushadhi maya lasi baro magi harinama mahamantra lavo tumi. I have brought this holy name for you. If you chant this holy name, you will become free of all the calamities, all the sinful activities and all the dirty things, and you will just fly back to Godhead. This is the very, very easy process to cross over the ocean that Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has brought, representing Lord Chaitanya, representing all the great Acharyas coming in the line, representing Krishna, and he has given us. We should value that. We should sincerely practice it to the best of our extent. And definitely you are going to go back. It's not an ordinary trip that is being promised to you. We just went on a yatra and came back. We went to Ayodhya yatra. We went to Chitrakoot, Ayodhya and all these famous places. Saw Ramachandra's pastimes. But we have come back. I told some of them the pastime of Lord Ramachandra living in the Sarayu. And Valmiki describes that we went to that place where Lord Ramachandra left in the Sarayu. It's called Guptar Ghat. It's a big temple there. And Lord came there without his bow and arrows because he was leaving. He came even without footwear, chappal also. He just came barefoot. And along with him behind came all his ministers and everybody. Behind the ministers and everybody, many of the Praja also came from Ayodhya. I am going with Rama. And then so many people joined. Then it is mentioned all the goats, the cows, the elephants and the animals, everybody joined from the jungle. Then it is mentioned even the trees, plants and grass and all started coming. Because Ramachandra is going back. And everybody is going. I am also going. Even the pulle, all the grass and trees and plants and everybody went. And it is described, it seems, in the Valmiki Ramayana, that seeing all of them coming, the Lord entered the Sarayu. He entered the Sarayu. And immediately in the skies came so many airships. It's not that they went into the Sarayu, actually. So many airships came. Crores of airships came. Everybody got inside. And whoosh, they went back to Ayodhya. Lord Ramachandra took everybody back. It's not that he told cross the Sarayu on that side. according to this analogy. They went into the Sarayu and they got into the ships and left. I went to the temple and that Pujari young man was describing very nicely, ecstatically, because we were interested in hearing. And he spoke that Valmiki shloka and then he said, this is what happened. In this place it happened. Everybody went from here back to Godhead. This is real. You will go back to Godhead. You belong there. This is great news actually. But we don't believe it actually. We won't believe it so easily. That's why parastasmatu bhavo anyo vyakto avyaktata sanatana hai yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Krishna is speaking about it in Bhagavad Gita. There is another nature, the spiritual nature. There is my abode. And those things never get destroyed. Nasyatshu na vinashyati. There is no vinasham for that. And he's explaining that. Parastasmatu bhava anya. Bhava, another nature, spiritual nature. So, first of all, we must understand the reality of the spiritual world. The reality that we belong there. We don't belong here. This is a temporary place. It is not a permanent place. These are all things that will take a long time for us to understand and grasp and live in that reality. That's what a guru is essential. To teach you, this is not real. This is illusion. These relationships are illusory. But we are so engrossed in that, we will never believe anybody tells anything. Oh, because we will keep mapping our experience on top of that. Appadingla? Oh, paakalam. Let's think. It's not so easy to believe it. That there is in the material ocean and then you cross it and go on the other side, there is real life and reality and spiritual realm. We will hear about it, we will speak about it, but we may not fully believe in it. We may not fully believe in it. You see, in those times when Prabhupada, just in America, some of the people following him became very excited that he's introducing us to something new. So they started going to other Swamiji's lectures and all that time. Prabhupada did not say anything much because I am new, just starting my account here. So they came and told him that we went to so-and-so Swamiji's lecture, he spoke about the spiritual world. Prabhupada paused for a long time in his walking. Then he asked, so what do you think? So what do you think about his talk? Then this devotee said, not very convincing. They are plain, open people. American, not very convincing for me. Then Prabhupada turned to him and said, that is because he does not believe in it. Prabhupada said to him, he is speaking about the spiritual world, but he does not believe in it. That was a very good bang of a realization for these two. Then they said, yes. Then they thought about Prabhupada. And they said, I believe in you. I believe in everything that you say. Because Prabhupada believes in it. Prabhupada is from that place. He has come from there and he's telling, I know, it's there. I come from there. He's speaking with that conviction. He's going to America and he's telling, Krishna is there. There is Goloka Vrindavana and he is there and he's waiting for you. Chant Hare Krishna. Go. People believe it. Why? It's coming from the mouth of a person who knows about it, has been there, seen it, completely convinced. Completely convinced. Very difficult. Very difficult for people to become convinced and speak about it. At least we can give knowledge. Theoretically we can speak about it because we believe in what Prabhupada said. I don't have experience of the spiritual world, but I have full experience of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. His life, his teachings and everything, it must be true. That's the conviction that we have. We speak. Even that works. Even that works very powerfully. Why? On the basis of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's teachings. It affects different people differently. So this is a reality. Don't read this verse and think that we are going on some yatra somewhere and we'll be coming back. No. Yad gatvana nivartante tadhamam paramam mama. We won't come back like we went for Ayodhya yatra and came back. Like Ramachandra went, nobody came back. This is that type of yatra. You'll go. You don't have to come back here. Only one-way ticket. It's only no return ticket. Only one way yatra. That's what is being spoken about. How many of you actually want to go on this one-way yatra? Really speaking. If you have a desire, you'll work for it and you'll get the hell out of here. Because this is not the place for you. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, this world is a toilet. He said, you must go there and finish your business, clean yourself and come out. It's not meant for staying. Not meant for living and staying and remaining there. He said, what do you do in the toilet? Do you remain in the toilet for too long? No, you finish your job and get out, 10-15 minutes out. You can get out. He said, the world is a toilet. Finish your job there and get out. It's not your place. You don't belong here. I don't belong in the toilet, definitely. I don't belong. I am spirit soul. I am part and parcel of Krishna. My home is the spiritual world. Goloka Vrindavana, Vaikunta, Krishna's abode. I belong there. What the hell have I got to do here? This is Sambandha Gyan. And this is actually being spoken about here in the shloka. You can go there. This is Abhideya. This process which we are practicing, chanting Hare Krishna, worshipping Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, doing some seva, being in the company of devotees, discussing the Bhagavat, all these things are not ordinary material activity. They are completely spiritual activity. They will take you across. So the more you do these type of activities, the more you'll make it faster for you to go back. Because this is not your place. That is why people don't understand. That is why material nature is designed as temporary and filled with misery. So that you will not try to settle down here. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam is a description given about this side of it. This side of the thing is dukkha alayam. Place filled with misery. Alayam means house. Dukkha alayam means house of misery. Imagine, வாங்க கிரகப்பிரவேசம் வீட்டுக்கு பேர் என்ன? துக்க ஆலயம். போவீங்களா கிரகப்பிரவேசத்துக்கு? வந்துட்டீங்க. Already came for கிரகப்பிரவேசம் here. And you don't want to go from here. Although it is titled துக்க ஆலயம், ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. அந்த டைட்டில்லாம் மறந்துடுங்க. It's okay, it's nice. I like it here. You got illusioned to think that this is a nice place. This is a nice... No, it is not a nice place. Because you don't know your own identity, your own value. When you come to understand your own value and who you are, how sophisticated you are, you will not want this anymore. You don't know. Neither do you know your identity, nor do you know this low class living as compared to the high class living that is being given to you. Right? So don't think this is another story, another theory and philosophy alone. It's a reality. When we practice this, we want that reality. Then you will get it. Prayojana. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. First develop knowledge, then practice it. With the aim of getting that destination, you will get it. This is what is the sum and substance of the Vedas. And we must act as human beings. We must not simply sit and talk. We should actually act and go back to Godhead. That's the aim of life. Prabhupada guaranteed in many places, in his lectures and everywhere, he said, you can go back to Godhead. He even used the word, I have hatched a transcendental plot to actually giving all conditioned souls a chance to go back. Nobody in this world will think like this in such a vision. Human beings have to be sent back to Godhead. They don't think like that. There's only one man who's thinking like that for the whole world.
And he started a mission on that basis, and he keeps saying that throughout. Go back to Godhead, chant Hare Krishna, become happy, go back to Godhead. It's a reality for him. Started a magazine called Go Back to Godhead. He's promoting it, he's marketing it. You don't belong here, you belong there. Go back, go back. He's keeping telling that. Just see what he's trying to tell. We don't even wake up to the real message because we are so settled down here. Even Indra, it seems, he was cursed to become a pig. He became a pig roaming around in the Sakadai with all the stool and the urine and all the muck. And then he had a nice fat wife, pig, she pig. Then lot of small piglets with their small tail wagging, running around him. And he becomes so absorbed in his family, in his maintenance, in his Sakadai area, my area, you don't come fighting with others. And his wife asking for so many things and he providing. And the big family he's got. He was completely absorbed. The Devas came and told him, your period is over here, come back. The whole Swargaloka is waiting for you. I said, no, I am not coming. He said, I am not coming. I am very got a lot of things to do. Very busy. They had to shake him up. What nonsense, what are you doing here? He was so absorbed. Even Indra was absorbed, being a pig. What to speak about all of us? We are not pigs, but we are human beings who are like pigs. Wallowing around in the muck, thinking this is the permanent place. This is the shocking thing. Smaranityam anityatam. Chaitanya, what is that? Chanakya Pandit. Smara Nityam. Always think about the temporary nature of this world. Smara Nityam Anityatam. Don't think this is permanent. Always remember this is impermanent. Constantly be thinking about the impermanent so that you'll understand the permanent. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Asatoma Satkamaya. These are all the instructions given throughout the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So we have to prepare to cross over. That's the goal of life. You should take that mission seriously. This is the mission of human life. Very rarely people come to teach that. And we should jump into their boat and go back safely. Don't jump into any of the other rafts, leaking boats, lousy so-called vehicles with promise, great promise of the sky. None of them will cross. So take advantage of this Harinama Sankirtan movement and crossover. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any question or comment? How it is worded. Very good, you noticed it. Enjoying the trouble. This is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. He is speaking about, that shloka is quoted in the 12th chapter. Klesho adhikataras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyaktaki gatir dukkham. These jnanis have a very difficult path, dukkham filled path. But they enjoy it. They try to enjoy it. Means they will create a false thing about Brahman, merging, enjoying and all that. But in a Brahman platform, you enjoy your own identity. That is mentioned. But it is dukkham filled. Why? Your destination is temporary. Ye arvinde vimuktamaninas tvai ashtabhavad abhishuddha buddhaya aruhya krichrena patanti adaha. You will again fall down. Why? Jushmat angreya. You have not got attached to the lotus feet, angri, of the Supreme Lord. So you will return. You will return. That's what you get a boat, so you will fall inside, then you have to take your boat and come back to the shore again. Let's try again. You will not make it. You think you are happy. Yeah. Vimukta manina. You think you are happy, you think you are liberated, but you are not. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave an example that in the dream you have woken up from the bed. I'm going to the bathroom, I'm cleaning, I'm putting makeup and everything and getting ready to go. But you're still dreaming. Your liberation is a dream. It's not, you're not yet really liberated. You're not really woken up yet. Very dangerous situation. You don't know what's happening to you. Am I in a dream or I'm real? I don't know. Even today, great philosophers are pinching the is this real? What is real? What is it? With all the AI and all the robotics and everything, now they started making robots which are so real, like human beings, programmed to talk to you, understand your emotions, cry, everything. So what is the difference between me and this? It's become so close, highly confusing and challenging. So Maya is very difficult to cross. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Unless you take to the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, you will not be released by Maya from here. It's a fact. The key is with Krishna. As soon as you become his devotee, he will release it. Right. Any other question or comment? Yeah. Just because you became joined the Krishna conscious movement, why do you think that you have already become realized? Your geographical change, your physical change of putting tilak and kantimala alone is not going to change your consciousness so easily. Very, very immature and very premature consideration of thinking that I have joined, I got initiated, I chant Hare Krishna, so now I am already, no, it's a process. It's a process. So the fact that you still get attracted to that means that you have not yet fully achieved purity, cleanse. That's a fact. That is how you must judge it. Rather, you should not think the other way. I am already devotee, why these things are happening to me? That is Maya speaking to you. That's not you. So, it's always good to be humble, accept your situation and position. Whatever Krishna puts you in, humbly accept it and continue to chant Hare Krishna and pray to Krishna. These are all very complex things. It's not just by your judgment you can understand and say why it is like this, it should be like this. Who are you? Who am I? We are very small beings. We have some individuality a little bit. But if we don't know Krishna's plans, simply remain dependent on Krishna. Humbly, whatever the situation may be, don't make judgments. Tatte anukampam susamikshamanah bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam tadvag vapubhir vidadhan namaste jivet mukti pade sadaya bhak. By simply understanding in whichever situation you are, I am suffering the results of my past karma. I deserve something worse than this. But by Krishna's mercy, I am allowed to perform devotional service. It's a great boon for me. And if you simply continue, susamikshamanaha, kshama, with tolerance and patience, tadvag vabubir vidadan namaste, with your body, mind and words continuing to offer to the Lord your worship and service, jivet mukti pade sadaya bhak. Such a person becomes the authoritative heir to getting the mercy of the Lord. You become qualified to get the mercy of the Lord by this type of humility, patience, and rendering service. That is a qualification. So don't be judgmental about devotional service. It's not an ordinary science. Who knows what Krishna is planning for you? Simply follow the instructions of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and wait. Amazing things can happen. Who knows? Okay? Any other question or comment? Om Tat Sat. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki